And we're sorry you've gone, Lucy. The nation mourns. The nation mourns.
Well, clearly. I mean, I am torn. That's not how
I was going to say.
Sorry. When I say I'm torn, I don't mean I'm torn limb from limb. That would be a horrible way to go.
Greetings, my deathlings. I'm Mel Gedroych. This is the podcast where marvellous humans talk us through their own funerals. But it is jolly, trust me. Welcome to...
There's a wake, there's a wake.
Shuffle in, my little treasures, because today's guest is a stand-up, a writer, a quiz show assassin, and a woman who's conquered comedy stages from Mock the Week to Live at the Apollo. I love her. She's also won Celebrity Mastermind, which means she's officially cleverer than all of us put together. Provided the topic is Steve Martin and not, say, basic life admin. She turns everyday life into a masterclass of wit, warmth, and wonderfully unnecessary knowledge. And now, even in death, she's somehow managing to do exactly the same. It's the brilliant, the unstoppable...
Lucy Porter, Lucy Porter,
courtesy of the Rathbones.
They are amazing, aren't they? I cannot sing in harmony. Well, I can't sing at all.
Now, hang on just a solo second.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone can sing.
Oh, everybody says this. In fact, I went to a singing teacher who said exactly this. And then after a couple of lessons, she revised her opinion, shall we just say.
Did she?
Oh, yeah.
That's not allowed. As a singing teacher, you have to be perennially positive about your pupils.
Well, I tell you what, after this, let's have a half-hour session and I'll give you my best show tunes.
We'll do it. It ruddy works for me. Now, Lucy, can I just, first of all, a little bit of housekeeping?
Yes.
Will you stay for 6 Feet Under, please, which is our Barnacle podcast?
Do you know, I would be delighted to stay for the Barnacle. I haven't listened to every episode, Mel, I'll be honest, but I presume someone has addressed the barnacle penis question.
The barnacle penis?
Well, the barnacle penis is...
What is a barnacle penis? Is it a thing?
The barnacle has the biggest penis to size ratio of any creature in the world. So a barnacle's penis is about 7 or 8 times as big as its body.
Can I just say one thing? And this is going to really show my absolute veneer or indeed total lack of knowledge. I didn't quite realise that a barnacle was a live thing.
I just thought someone would have mentioned it before.
No, it's absolutely brilliant. Listen,
I hear barnacle, I think penis. I'm sorry, that's just the way I roll.
This is really, really good. If you want to join us on the journey of the Barnacle Pod /penis, you can. It's very, very simple. If you've not subscribed already, all you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts to do that thing, or go to wherethere'sawillthere'sawake.com. It's very, very simple. And you will get this amazing person and all sorts of content that you never even knew you wanted, like the barnacle penis. So first and foremost, dear Lucy, you've arrived here. Why should they let you in?
Well, I absolutely am being let in. For a start, my mum will have had a word, obviously. Right. Rita will have been on their case. But also, I just feel like I have done so bloody much in my life for other people and for the planet. Yeah. For the little baby animals, I've adopted 3 cats. I'm basically an angel.
Oh, you've got 3 adopted cats.
I've got 3 adopted cats. I always tell people they're adopted just because I think it makes me sound nice. Whereas...
Actually, same. We've got a dog and I always say, yeah, this is Juno. We got her from Bulgaria. She was a street dog.
I know, isn't it
like
ridiculous?
A massive plum. Yeah. Massive plum. But it makes you feel pretty good, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and it's nonsense because obviously you get a dog from a charity. It's a free dog, isn't it? That's it. I mean, you get a cat from a charity, they neuter it, they vaccinate it, they do everything. You're like, oh yeah, free cat, that's great. So I don't feel it is really a sort of claim to moral superiority, but I will be using that at the Pearly Gates. Well, in fact, do you know what I feel at the Pearly Gates? I am going to do a very middle-aged woman thing and I'm going to ask to speak to the manager. Because I just feel like poor St. Peter, he's probably on minimum wage.
Yeah.
He's constantly having to deal with people like me coming in and going, oh, well, I do a lot, actually. I've done a lot for charity in my time. I don't know if you've seen me on The Celebrity Chase, but I raised a lot of money. And I just think he's probably sick of it.
It's
I
been
think-
there for millennia, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, imagine what he's heard. Imagine what he's heard. All of this podcast that you've had to, he's probably getting that. He's probably getting that filtered through. He's probably listening to the pod when he's off duty. He's thinking, oh God, when Adam Hills gets here, it's going to be, got to decide whether I'm going to let, whoever in. So, I'm going to just demand that I get in. I'm just going to be so difficult.
And what will you say to the manager? You'll just say what you've told me, or will you sort of...
I think I'll be quite passive aggressive.
Yes, good.
That's my general stance.
I love asking for the manager. Love asking for the manager.
Isn't it? Because I would never, I've worked in retail and, we've all done jobs where you've been, told off. And when you're a manager, you're being paid to take it and it's your job. And so, I definitely think my whole sort of pass-ag sort of, well, it would be lovely if somebody could just sort this out for me. Because I think, to be honest, you've never been more passive than when you're dead, right?
That's true.
So you can be more aggressive than ever. And because one of my things that I do that I think should be a reason I get let into heaven is that I now clear up after other people, like in public.
Have you got a hook?
I do. I do have a grabber.
Same. Lucy.
I love the grabber.
The grabber with the ring.
Yes.
Do you have the ring, the plastic ring that you put in the
put
bag?
the thing into the bag so that like on a train platform, exactly that. I've got the whole train set up. I may get a tabard. Have you got a tabard?
Not yet.
No, but I feel it may be on its way.
I want a high-vis
tabard.
High-vis.
Yeah.
Lucy, this is brilliant. So you do it in your local area,
I do it in the local area. I also do it quite a lot, like on public transport. But this is where the passive aggressive thing comes in, because if someone drops something, and they're sort of walking off the train, I go, shall I pick that up? I'll pick that up for you, shall I? Because I don't want to risk a direct confrontation, but I equally want them to know that they've done a bad thing.
I do an awful thing, which my kids cannot bear. They find it so embarrassing. But if I open a door for somebody and they don't say thank you, I will go, you're welcome. With a really taut smile.
Me too. 100%. And if someone doesn't return a wave when you're driving, or if they, God forbid, if they don't actually acknowledge that you have stopped to let them pass.
Yes.
Oh, that sits with me for days. It really does. Really does sit with me for days.
I'm so chuffed that I've met a grabber pal.
Yeah.
Because I know other local people in my area that have the grabber and the ring and the bag. If you're not involved, get involved. It's really, really cool. But actually to have a pal that has a grabber, that is...
Yeah, we could go out grabbing together.
I'm totally down for that.
And then we'll be solving crimes. Inevitably, it will turn into some kind of cosy crime. They started off picking up the rubbish. Now they're cleaning up the streets in more ways than one.
There's a sitcom that we should pitch.
Yeah, the Grabber Girls.
Grabby Ladies.
Please, can I see the manager? The sitcom.
Now, dear Lucy.
Yes, my love.
Pluggity plug, pluggery plug.
Oh, pluggity plug, please.
Plug,
yes,
plugs.
please.
Pluggy plugs.
Plugging. I've got a bookity book to plug. So yes, I've got a book coming out called Middle-Aged Women Get Shit Done. And that will be arriving in bookshelves in August. And I'm on tour doing a show called Let Yourself Go.
Oh, Lucy, this is so good. This is great news, guys. Double porterage. We've got her on stage, live, and also we've got her in book form.
If you're not
Both.
enjoying the show, you can just read the book during the show.
That would never happen.
Well, presumably, if you were enjoying the show, you'd also enjoy the book and vice versa. So it doesn't quite work. No, you're right.
Middle-aged Women Get Shit Done. What a great title. So good. Available end of August. I've got a strong feeling that you're going to be let in, Lucy Porter, because I don't think anyone would say no to you. That's my vibes. Now, more detail, please. Right, what are we having?
Right, so I've gone 3 courses. First course, prawn cocktail. Classic, I just thought. But actually not just any prawn cocktail. The prawn cocktail that I want is a prawn cocktail from the Burney Inn restaurant at Tattenham Corner in Epsom, circa about 1984.
Epsom.
Yeah.
Where I was born.
I know.
Lucy Porter.
You
Again.
Boom! You can totally come and relive
Please.
the 80s in Epsom.
Where's Tattenham Corner? again?
Corner, it's on the race course, so it's part of Epsom race course.
How delicious and delightful.
The Burney Inn, for any younger deathlings or overseas deathlings, it was a chain of restaurants that flourished in the 1980s, and it was fancy but affordable.
Yes, affordable fancy.
And dependable, and I loved it so much. And if we were having, a special occasion, any kind of celebration, we would go to a Burney Inn and I would have the prawn cocktail, which was served in the only way a prawn cocktail should be served, on shredded iceberg lettuce in a cocktail glass with brown bread and butter and a wedge of lemon. That's the only way to do a prawn cocktail. Don't give me anything that's deconstructed or, got lobster in it. You don't need lobster. Why would you need lobster? It's just prawns, prawn cocktail. Finest thing in the world.
Burney Inn, I'm getting red velvet, am I right? Or is it red leather?
Yeah, it was very deep.
It was leather,
colours,
wasn't it? Almost like your chair. Leatherette. And a sort of booth, and it was festive, and it was, and as you say, it was familiar, wasn't it?
Yeah. Always the same menu wherever you went, and
a heavy leather menu.
Yes,
really lovely,
and fruit juice as a starter. That classic sort of stuff. So that would take me back to childhood and happy memories of celebrations and all of that. And also, I just bloody love a prawn cocktail. I'll be honest.
Do I?
So then I'd go on from a main.
Yeah.
There. We are going to, so last year for my birthday, my kids said we've booked, well, they didn't say we booked, they said we're taking you to your favourite restaurant. And I was like, I don't know where that would be. Like, I don't think I have a favourite restaurant. And they took me to the IKEA cafe in Wembley. And I was like, they know me so well because it absolutely is my favourite place, and I had such a lovely birthday meal. Again, dependable. I think maybe this is a theme that's emerging.
Yeah.
I like to know what I'm getting.
Did you go, because I know that cafe extremely well, and that is the same IKEA that we use, because we don't live a million miles apart from each other. What did you go for? Did you do meatballs?
Of course I always
you
do.
did.
Of course I always do. We've worked out, so I normally get the 12 meatballs.
Yeah.
Modest serving. But my son loves the meatballs so much that he's worked out, they say, you can have an extra 4 meatballs.
Yeah.
He has worked out that they start to get uneasy when you ask for 2 extra servings of meatballs, because the problem is if you get the extra serving of meatballs, they then have to move the mash and accompaniments onto a different plate.
Right.
And then once you're into sort of 12 extra meatballs, then logistically it becomes a nightmare for them. But he is determined to stretch it to the absolute max. But yeah, we're a huge family of IKEA fans.
So the meatballs.
What do you have then? So you don't have the meatballs?
I would. No, I'd go meatballs actually. What did I have? You see, I do like their salmon. I like their gravlax.
Yeah. I mean, I like all of it.
I love their gravlax with that lovely
dill.
Oh, dill sauce, man. Now, on to pudding/dessert. What are we doing?
So we've gone back to earlier times and we're going to have a trolley. So specifically, again, it's the pudding trolley from the Alsley Hall Hotel, Coventry.
I love this, Lucy.
From the 1980s. Because it is the most excitement I've ever felt in my life was when they used to wheel that trolley up to the table. My grandma and granddad lived in Coventry and we used to go and see them, and special occasions again, you go to the Alsley Hall, there'd be a carvery, and then they would wheel out the pudding trolley at the end and it would have all the hits and more. So it would have,
what are we talking? Black
Forest
Forest
Gatto.
Of course.
I mean, you and I are so mentally alive. First, Islands in the Stream, now Black Forest Gatto, lemon meringue pie, natch, fruit salad, not interested, but it's nice it's there, chocolate mousse, and my favourite, the trifle.
I love a trifle.
Sherry trifle.
I haven't made a trifle for ages, actually. I need to make a trifle. I like a lot of nuts on top.
Yeah, flaked almonds.
Gotta be
flaked almonds, yeah, absolutely. And maybe some little silver balls.
Oh.
There was a children's book called My Naughty Little Sister, which...
I remember that.
The Naughty Little Sister was very much a role model for me because I was a naughty little sister.
Yes.
I had an older sister. And she eats, I think she eats the whole trifle, or she eats all the little silver balls. But the silver balls, that to me, I always think that makes a trifle.
This is the most fulsome delightful meal I think we've ever had on the pod.
I mean, am I allowed to sort of teleport between the venues as well?
Sure.
So can I be in the Burnley Inn, then I'm in IKEA Wembley,
And then you're up in
and
Coventry.
then I'm up in Coventry?
Oh,
That'd be
everything's
amazing.
possible.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, of course, the Last Supper can only lead in one direction, my friend.
It can.
The death.
What happened? And we're sorry you've gone, Lucy. The nation mourns. The nation mourns.
Well, clearly. I mean, I am torn. That's not how
I was
going to
say.
Sorry. When I say I'm torn, I don't mean I'm torn limb from limb. That would be a horrible way to go. I mean, I'm torn as to the nature.
Okay.
Because I either want to die very, very on brand or in a very surprising way.
Okay.
And I've always thought I'd quite like a comedy death, but Zoe Ball has stolen my death because she was crushed by falling frozen
coming from the
urine,
sky.
which I thought was
Sorry for
amazing.
using piss. Sorry,
Piss,
Deathlings.
yeah, no, piss.
But you can always have another comedy death.
Well, I could have another comedy death, but then I thought, well, maybe actually I should go, because I do comedy, so maybe I should go for something incredibly serious. And because I am so non-confrontational, like I said, I'm very passive-aggressive, but I never actually risk a full-on confrontation.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, what about dying in a blaze of glory in a shootout? Like a sort of, if my last words could be, "You'll never take me alive, coppers." And it's like the end of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, or Thelma and Louise, or the
I love
Scarface.
coppers, can I just say? It's
Coppers?
sheer county of Surrey, which you and I both,
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
right
at
there.
Huts. But,
That's
yeah.
very strong. I like that.
So, yeah, maybe, because I just think it would be great for my friends and family when someone says, "Oh, did you hear Lucy's gone?"
Yeah.
And they would presume that it would be some very, I don't know, because I'm so uptight and normally very law abiding. And they'd think, oh, she's probably, I don't know, she was in a theatre show and she held a wee so long because she didn't want to embarrass herself by getting up, so her bladder exploded and she died, you know, or she got sort of someone was talking to her about crypto coin at a party and she died of boredom, you know, something very passive. But I do think if they said, "Oh no, she was hiding out with a Mexican drug cartel."
I love this. And I'm seeing you with double shooters.
Oh, I've got a whole sort of bandolero. What do you call that? One of those things, like a sort of ammo belt. kind of thing.
Yeah.
A belt.
A utility belt for guns.
Yes,
a
that.
a tool. No, I was trying to make a pun on utility until it didn't happen. Doesn't matter. The best gun use, and I'm thinking of you in this role. Do you remember Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann?
I do vaguely, yes.
There's a
Go on.
brilliant scene at the petrol station where Tybalt and his hench people,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who they kill, but they do the most cool kind of almost, it's that slow-mo, quite camp,
Yes.
and it involves that kind of motion.
Nice.
I'm seeing a bit of that, particularly if you're with the cartel.
Oh, 100%. I would be impressing all my cartel buddies with my gun skills. Although, of course, I mean, I have attempted to shoot things at fairgrounds and I'm terrible. So at least my conscience would be clear because I would know that the coppers on the other side are going to be absolutely unscathed and they're going to riddle me with bullets and I'm going to go down like a sack of potatoes. But yeah, I quite fancy that as an idea.
I'm seeing it slow-mo as well.
Yeah. Oh my God, of course.
You
it's
come out of the
slow-mo.
hiding, your hair, which is amazing,
Immaculate.
is looking in creds.
Yes.
Have you got leather on possibly?
Oh, I'm squeaking my way out of the door so they can hear me coming with my thighs chafing slightly.
But slightly battered leather. You're looking cool, man.
Yeah.
There's an Eastwood vibe about the whole thing.
That's option 1 on the table, Deathlings.
Love it.
Option 2 is much more on brand. I just thought I would quite like my death to be, well, I don't know. There must be an amount of Labrador puppies that if they all came at you at once would immediately smother you.
What number would that be?
I don't know, but I would love to find out. And I think that would be the nicest. Again, you know, your last words would be, "Oh, who's a very good boy? Who's a very good girl?" And then you're just dead from Labrador suffocation.
There's nothing more to say on that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely genius. I'm going to say 72. 72 pups.
Do you think?
Or
I
would it
feel
be
that's on the
more?
low side.
Would it be over that? Would it be over 100?
I feel it's like the sort of balloons in up situation. It would be a kind of a very
Several hundred.
impressive amount of Labrador puppies that you would need.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to, you'd want it to be fairly instantaneous. So there'd have to be a certain
Okay.
heft to. But then actually they are quite chunky little units, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe 1,000.
I don't, if anybody could suggest how many Labrador puppies I will need.
And presumably they've pinned you. They've
you
pinned
just
you
pin
down.
down.
You're in a small space.
Yeah, Labradors.
And
on
then
the fence.
they are. Oh, I think that's a really lovely way to go.
I know, isn't it? And they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what they'd done.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be on their conscience.
Now, Deathlings, this is all about you. The Deathlings have been in touch.
Yes.
Would you?
I would. So this is an email from Gilly in Norwich, which is one of my favourite cities in the whole of the UK.
Do you know what? I've only recently discovered Norwich.
It's amazing, isn't
Gilly, you live in one of the best cities of the ruddy UK.
it? I know. I'm
Beautiful.
a huge fan of Norwich, so well done, Gilly.
Well done, Gilly.
She says, hello, Mel and the team.
Hello.
I just wanted to confess that your podcast has had a significant impact on my life choices,
Aw.
specifically my will. Wow.
That's good, Gilly.
Yeah,
That's
this is
good.
What I love about this podcast is it genuinely gets you thinking
Yeah.
about stuff.
Yeah,
It's,
it does.
it's all fun and games, but
Yeah.
actually underneath it you go, yeah, but actually it is good. Because when my mum and dad died, my sister and I were like, actually you really do need to plan ahead. You really do.
You ruddy do. It's a big one, isn't it? Losing
is.
the old parents is enormous. And
And
good.
It makes you think about things, as does this podcast. So Gilly says, after listening to the show, I
Yes.
realised my original will was far too sensible, boring even.
Oh.
So I've rewritten it entirely. My worldly possessions will now be distributed via a tombola. That is phenomenal.
I might copy that, Gilly.
Yeah, same.
What fun!
Isn't it incredible?
What fun!
It's just turn the tombola.
Turn the tombola.
And then you take a ticket out. If it's got a 5 or a 0 on the end, boom, you've got Gilly's toaster.
And but also I love the randomness. You could get something quite big.
Yeah.
And you could also get something quite piffling and small.
Yeah, you could
love
get
it.
Gilly's car or her corn plasters.
Thank you.
We have no idea what you're going to pull out of the tombola. I think that is genius.
That
but
really
it
is.
goes on to be even better.
Oh my
right?
God, bring it.
She then says, my ashes are to be divided into commemorative snow globes. Yes, please.
Again, I don't know what the science of the ash/water might need some refining, but I think it would work.
Well,
Would
there's
it?
probably some way you can treat the ash
Yes.
to make it suitable. You
Yeah.
can plasticise it or something. There'll be get the boffins onto it. The boffins will sort it out. But
Porter's on it.
it's a lovely idea,
It's a
isn't it?
bloody great idea.
Because I could have one of me in my shootout at Polesden Lacey with cocaine raining down on me in the snow globe. I mean, Gilly, you're giving us such great ideas. We're all going to steal these.
I love it.
And this I adore. The final thing Gilly says is, and my executor, not executor.
My executor.
Do you know, I did that. I was hosting an awards, this legal award ceremony, and I kept getting laughs where I wasn't expecting to. And then eventually I realised it was because I kept saying, and when dealing with the executor, everybody was like, shall we tell her? No, let's not. My executor has been instructed to deliver the eulogy using only lines from 90s TV adverts. I mean, Gilly, you are a genius.
Gilly, I don't know what your job is, but frankly, what should Gilly be doing? She could be in it. You could be in comedy, blooming advertising, anything. You probably are
And
in all of
funeral
those things.
planning. I mean,
And funeral planning.
Succession. It's so good. 90s TV adverts. Autoglass repair, autoglass replace. But they can't replace me.
Is that Gilly or is that you?
No, I just thought of that one.
Come on,
but,
Porter. That is why they pay Porter the bucks.
She does say, by the way, I should say at the end in Gilly's defence, she does say, just joking, I haven't done any of this, but if my kids continue to argue at close range, I will. Love the podcast from Gilly.
Gilly!
So that is brilliant. But yeah, I think you should, Gilly. I think, if the kids are being irritating, then just say all our possessions are going in a tombola.
Yes.
You may or may not get some. I think that's Genius.
So listeners, if you want to get your mail read out on the podcast by one of our fantastico guests, like the lovely Lucy Porter, the email address, as you should know by now, frankly, is mail@deathpodcast.co.uk. We do go through all your correspondence over on 6 Feet Under, so make sure you subscribe to that on Apple Podcasts or head to wherethere'swillthere'swake.com for all the details. Right, onwards, Lucy Porter.
The funeral.
I think I might do it on a cruise ship.
Lovely. Now, where are we going from and to?
Well, I think we can probably go from Southampton.
Lovely.
Very handy.
Lovely.
And then we sort of don't really go anywhere.
Ooh.
We just sail about a bit. Because I had never fancied a cruise, right, until a few years ago. And it was COVID, just coming out of COVID. And the cruise line wanted to try and get people back to cruising.
Yeah.
And my friend Jenny was asked to do a cruise. Jenny Ryan, the vixen from The Chase.
Oh,
who was an
great.
angel.
Oh, great.
And she was offered a +1. And
she
was
asked
like, oh, I don't know if I really would want to go on a cruise. It was me, Jenny, and she was doing these talks with the Reverend Kate Botley,
Oh, she's marvellous.
who is a force of nature and gorgeous, and Dr. Ranj, lovely Dr. Ranj Singh, who is also gorgeous.
What a posse.
And we all went along. So I was Jenny's +1, and then Dr. Ranj brought his friend David, who's hilarious, and Kate had brought her lovely husband Graham.
Oh.
And Jenny's family, some of Jenny's family came as well. And there was a gang of us on board this cruise ship, and it was not going anywhere. We just went, we sailed around the Bay of Biscay, and then we just came back to Southampton. 3 days.
Oh, how delightful.
The best 3 days of holiday I have ever had.
That is magnificent.
So I would kind of like to treat my family to that sort of experience of just being on a cruise ship,
I
drinking
think
loads
that's
of
lovely.
cocktails. And
I think that's absolutely lovely.
But then I think quite a lot of them would probably not like it, and also they would be trapped. So I'm still having that slightly passive-aggressive
I love that.
thing of going, please enjoy
Yeah.
my funeral. You will be here for 3 days.
Now, Lucy, I can't imagine that you would go without a eulogy.
No.
You'd like a eulogy, wouldn't you?
I would love a eulogy. I have never given one, actually. My lovely cousins stepped in and did the eulogies for my mum and dad. But I have chosen who I would like to do my eulogy and the style of eulogy I would like.
Can we listen?
You can.
I can still remember the first time I met Lucy Porter. I remember the first night I met Lucy. It was at the Edinburgh Festival, and it might have been about 25 years ago.
Wow. Sarah Kendall.
And I was doing a late night compilation show. I was headlining, and Lucy was doing a 5-minute trial spot, which was kind of weird because she had been going for a very long time, but they just didn't want to book her for a paid slot. And I was headlining. I was actually having a terrific year. I'd sold out my entire run in about the second week, and had to move up to a bigger venue, which was, I was over the moon. I couldn't believe it. I'd never really experienced that kind of attention and media heat.
Thanks for media heat.
And so we were doing this compilation show, and Lucy was on as I said, she was doing a 5-minute open spot.
There is a reason for this, by the way.
But the audience was mainly there to see me because no one could get a ticket to my show. Like at that point in the festival, not only had I sold out my entire run, I'd added on extra shows in bigger venues.
Brilliant.
And there were just no tickets available.
Really
so,
going well for her that year.
People were like, oh my God, Sarah Kendall's like headlining at this 11 p.m. show.
I love a eulogy
So like
about her.
they were there
Yes,
to see me. And
Brilliant.
and that was the night I met Lucy.
Isn't it the best? Shall I tell you the rationale behind this?
That is so good. Yes,
Isn't it?
tell me everything, Lucy.
So when one of my dad's friends died, and at the funeral, his other mate got up and did a eulogy for him, and it was the best I've ever heard because it was so self-aggrandising, and the whole thing was so. I met Bill when we were both training at St Bart's to be doctors. He, of course, never actually made it to be a doctor, but I went on to be a consultant in the NHS for many years.
It's comedy. It's so comedy.
And Bill and I loved to play golf together. Of course, I had a handicap of 3 or whatever, and Bill was, well, he couldn't even really hit the ball. He just went on and on like this. And
was everyone pissing themselves?
Oh, God, but it was so, like, proper, uncomfortable, stifled laughter. But it was such a great eulogy, but it was not done with self-awareness at all.
The self-aggrandising eulogy, it's
amazing.
Genius.
And make the deceased person sound like an absolute piece of shit. So after this, I said to Sarah Kendall, if ever you are called upon to deliver my eulogy, which I will make sure you do, you have to get up and just completely do that. Just give a completely self-aggrandising speech.
Puff yourself.
But not reference it. Nobody's allowed to know.
It's great.
It's just my
and you literally get a tiny little mention at the beginning and at the end.
Yeah.
Kendall, you've nailed it.
It was amazing. Wasn't that brilliant?
So good. Lucy, it's been so lovely having you on the pod.
Such a pleasure.
You're coming over to the Big Penis Barnacle, which I'm very, very pleased. And if you haven't subscribed, do that because there's a lot more fun to be had over there. There's only one thing, Lucy, to ask you to do, please.
Spin for your sins.
So if you'd like to do that, please, Lucy, and we'll know
That was
what
quite
happens.
a hefty spin.
But nobody.
I can't see.
This is amazing. Join us. You need to subscribe. Come to 6 Feet Under because this is an absolute cracker. This is very rare. You're listening to Where There's a Will There's a Wake with Mel Gedroich. The senior producer's Charlie Morrell and the producer is Naya Dio, otherwise known as the Goddesses. The engineer is Matthias Torres. The assistant producer's Rani Prescott. The production coordinator's Eric Ryan. And the executive producer is Ollie Wilson. Music by the Rathbones. And a special thanks to Chris Skinner.